these are the songs we would listen to while stealing the children's presents, so that they hear this coming in the distance and like, oh shoot, someone's stealing my presents. These are the songs that we have chosen to be villains to. So I have 3. Jaren has 3. Only one of mine is country. I'll say that.
None of mine are.
None of yours are. All right.
No, this wasn't country. This
go
is
from
just
this. Well, it's not strict to country because kids don't discriminate.
Mm-hmm.
We don't discriminate while we're like harming kids' Christmas break. So I'll go for my first one.
Season.
Exactly.
No one's safe.
My first one I had was Wicked Game, specifically the Midland version, because I think it's prettier, so they can hear those harmonies coming and watch me run away with their hockey stick. Yeah.
I don't even know what that song is.
Well, I mean, from the title, you can kind of, it's a wicked game, but they'll just have to listen to Jess Parker Carson and Cameron Duddy harmonizing a Mark Wise track while I run away with all their new hockey equipment.
Was this like one of those sessions recordings or something like that? Or like, what's it on?
I don't know. I don't know actually.
It's just like a vinyl sessions thing.
I think it's just a cover they did.
Huh. Okay. Should I go, or are you gonna do all 3 years? How's this?
You can go.
Okay. So my first one is Big Papa by the Notorious B.I.G.
We've gone down the same kind of route.
I
only included Wicked Game as like a tip of the hat to the fact that we're a country podcast, but my other 2 are not.
No, I was gonna say that's not where my head was at all. I was like, what would I be listening to while I'm stealing from someone? Like, I'm listening to Big Papa. Like, that is what's happening. Like, the bass is boosted. Like, I can't sing any of the lyrics because, well, I'm white. So
white.
Yeah.
Complexional issues.
I don't do it. If you haven't heard that song, do yourself a favor and listen.
Who hasn't heard?
I'm sure there's probably some people.
That's
like,
a bit
some people
sad,
are
isn't
very
it?
much in their country bubble, and if you're listening to this podcast,
if you have not heard Big Papa, then something's wrong.
Okay.
All right. Well, my second, I actually have 2 from this year. I'm keeping it current. All right. I'm making sure that I'm up to date with the kids while stealing from them. So I have gone with recently convicted Tory Lanez and his song Rare L.
Recently convicted Tory Lanez. I like the introduction.
And I'm going with his song from his album this year, Rare L.
Okay.
Because these kids be taking a rare L. Pretty self-explanatory. Yeah.
Yeah. I've never heard it. I've never actually heard a Tory Lanez song. I'm just vaguely aware of who they are, who he is.
He binked Megan in the foot. Yeah.
Huh?
Oh, never mind. Well, that's what he got convicted for. He shot someone in the foot.
Oh. Okay. You said... Okay, gotcha.
Well, they got binked. I was trying to keep
something about a foot, and I was like, yo, is
trying to keep it
PG.
Tory Lanez convicted of, like, stealing feet pics.
Sniffing feet.
All right, let's see.
I was watching something yesterday, and there were, like, I don't think it was done on purpose, but there were, like, 2 different instances in the movies where there was just, like, the dogs were out, and both times I was like, hey, yo, there's feet! And it was like it was just like, it was taking up the whole screen, you know? I was like, hey, yo.
Sing that song, bro. You and your feet. Always manage to bring one of your fetishes onto the podcast.
I'll save my favorite one for last, but my next one was I went like a more like traditional serious route with this one. I went with You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch, because he literally just steals all the presents. Like, that's what he does.
And Jaren's green, so it just kind of works.
Huh?
He lives alone with his dog. It really fits.
None of that was true, actually.
Wait, you're not green?
Mm-mm.
You're not part of that Go Green movement?
No.
You're with those plastic bags
Screw
like that?
the earth. Yeah.
I feel you.
I actually put straws in turtles' mouths.
Yeah, I do surgical operations where I just like insert straws into their circulatory system.
I force feed turtles plastic straws.
Jaren like puts plastic structures around bundles of eggs so that they hatch in the environment. They are in the plastic. They are one with the plastic.
All jokes aside, littering is bad. Don't do it, please.
It's kind of funny.
Sucks. No. Evan's like, hey. No. All right, Evan, what's your last one?
Oh, my last one.
I'm interested to see what it is.
I think it's nothing. It's nothing crazy, but I've gone with "Broke Boys" by Drake and 21 Savage. Just a hard hitting. Okay. I've had enough of broke boys. I've had enough of these broke kids, and I will just, nice and simple. They'll hear 21 and Drake going back and forth while I take their presents.
I would argue if you're stealing from kids, though, you're probably the broke one, right?
So this is an interesting point you've brought up that I have not considered. But who's broke in the end?
Okay, that's a good point. You gotta respect the hustle. When after I steal all the presents, who has them?
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. That makes me rich. Yeah. If I steal from you, you are now broke. I am now rich.
But you were broke, is the point, though.
You want to know a funny story about? Well, this is just vaguely tied to Drake by the fact that the new Drake album was playing in the background of this event. So, there was some police thing going on. The most entertaining thing that has happened where I'm from in a while. Where apparently, someone stole a truck and, was zipping down, trying to get away. And there was, cop cars chasing after this guy. And so he crashed the truck in a ditch and ran into the cornfields. And I don't know if this guy's, super wanted. I've never seen so many cop cars. There was 15 cop cars, lights and sirens blaring. They had searchlights, and this is all happening
Sheesh.
In my neighborhood. I'm like, what is So me and my brother are like, let's go looking. Let's go. And my mom's like, you're not going out while they're looking for a wanted criminal running through the air. And we're like, let's go. And so we convinced our mom to let us go.
Bro,
and so
what?
We managed to pick up my little brother's friends from the but we picked up my little brother's friends from the streets because there's also this mentally ill old guy who's a pedophile, and we don't know how he's still allowed to live in the community. But he was following my brother's friends who are walking around, so we picked them up, and now we have a pedophile following us while we're looking for a wanted criminal with helicopters flying and cop cars. It was nuts, and all throughout it was Drake.
When was
playing? A few weeks ago.
Just another day. Just another day.
Bro, it was so entertaining, and we just had broke boys blasting. It was good. Good times.
Interesting.
All right, with that, I'm interested to hear, what is your main song?
My last song would be "Forget You" by CeeLo Green. I had to. That is the clean title. Weren't these solid picks? I would say
they were pretty good. Good. I think the vibe of Broke Boys fits better, but I like the sentiment of "Forget You" better.
Saw you driving around town with the girl I love, and I was like, "Forget you."
Well, that was our brief summary version of songs we would steal children's Christmas presents to.
That was the remnants of a neglected
lost
episode.